Well, I think I can say for the most part that my work here for the 2023-2024 playoffs is mostly done. You know, every single year heading into the playoffs, I always hope there's that one opportunity that presents itself where I can give you guys something big, something to remember the playoffs by. A couple of years back, that happened in the conference final when Tampa was down 0-2 to the New York Rangers, and I said, no, take them to make the Stanley Cup. They're down 2-0 in this series, and they put the line at only plus 200. So if you want to take Tampa to win this series, there's only one way to do it and get your money's worth, and that's taking them in 6 to rattle off 4 straight. Is that impossible? Absolutely not, because if they win the next 2 at home, they're bringing that momentum into the Garden, and you're going to see Road Lightning, the ones that don't care what game it is. You get them going with momentum again, you see what they do with it. And then that was that year. Last year in the Stanley Cup final, we had the whole McDavid Panthers scam. Connor McDavid, when the lines came out for the Stanley Cup final, he was plus 250 to win the Conn Smythe. The Florida Panthers were minus 125 to win the Stanley Cup. You smack 2 massive bets, that's what I've done. And if you need to figure that way, wait a minute, just bring out the calculator, do it, and you'll see. I'm always looking for that one opportunity. I never know what it's going to come. This year, it happened in round 2 after game 2 when the Toronto Maple Leafs went up 2-0 on the Florida Panthers. I said, oh, we got it. Plus 575 on Caesars. We got to take the Panthers to win the East. Just like the Tampa Bay Lightning, losing 2 games on the road to start a series is nothing for a team who actually has Stanley Cup pedigree. They were even trailing in game 3, 3-1. And they came back, won that game, won that series, won the next series, and they're your Eastern Conference champs, plus 575. Now, we still have one last scam to pull off, a scam that I've been turning the knobs on all series long, where we have that Barkov plus 1,100 Conn Smythe, and we have that plus 550 Connor McDavid Conn Smythe, and we're going to try to Conn Smythe our way to more guaranteed profits. But we don't have that McDavid Conn Smythe locked in yet because he still needs to get past these Dallas Stars. And we have this Game 5 tonight in Dallas with the Oilers trying to finish the series like they did in Game 5 against Vegas. But this is a different team. I told you that Vegas, I picked them to lose in round 1. I said that was an older, worse version of the Vegas Golden Knights. That's not who these Dallas Stars are. They are not an older, worse version of the Dallas Stars. This Stars team has actually outplayed the Oilers in the last 2 games, but they've been on the wrong side of the score. And one of the main reasons for that is I've been talking about all playoffs long how are the Oilers doing this? It's the curious case of the Edmonton Oilers. One of the main things that has befuddled me is the power play hasn't even gone off like in previous postseasons. So they're doing this without that legendary all-time power play going nuclear. And what's happened recently? It was coming eventually. They started ripping in power play goals. When they go on the power play, it's pretty much guaranteed that puck is going in. And every playoffs, there's 1 or 2 stretches where the Oilers do this, and now they seem to be immersed in one of those stretches. Game 4 had 3 goals scored in it. I'm not talking about the empty netters. 3 real goals were scored past goalies. All 3 were on the power play. 2 were from Edmonton, 1 was from Dallas. That's the difference in the game. I've told you in the past, the Oilers' power play has not just won them games, it's won them series. And I think this might be one of those series where Dallas is starting to play great, but they're not getting the results they want. It's a combination of Edmonton playing better defense than in previous years, getting quality goaltending from Skinner randomly, and then that power play coming up with multiple crucial goals to swing momentum back over to them, just like we saw in that last game with the first period power play goal, second period power play goal, and now that's got the Oilers in a position to win this series in 5. But do I think that's going to happen in this Game 5? In simple terms, no. I think that Dallas is about to vent those 3 games worth of frustrations out on the Edmonton Oilers. I think the end of this series is kind of going to mimic the end of that last Stars Winnipeg Jets series, where the Stars won their 2 home games and then went back to Winnipeg and kind of got waxed, only to go home and win a tight game. They actually won that tight game in overtime. But I'm looking for a waxing at the hands of the Dallas Stars. I think the Oilers are losing. They're due for a big loss. They've been flirting with it, but they've been getting bailed out with some great goaltending and some critical power play goals at the right times. But all those names that we haven't seen on the score sheet, those guys on Dallas who have been criticized for not contributing, not doing their part, I have a feeling they're going to find themselves on the score sheet in this Game 5. So I'm taking Dallas to win, which is not even a good price. So I'd rather go with the over 3.5 goals because I think there's going to be a barrage in this game. Look, that Game 5 versus Vegas was a road game for Edmonton, and it was 0-0 in overtime. So this is somewhat of a new Edmonton style, a new Edmonton team come playoff time. Them, like many other teams before them, it takes a Stanley Cup loss and a couple conference final losses to realize, oh, you have to play good defense to win. But with that said, I think Dallas is due for a big offensive outburst, and I think it's going to happen in this Game 5. So I'm going with the over 3.5 goals for the Dallas Stars. And then, you know how late in the season we used to say, all right, all three lines on the Ottawa Senators. All right, yeah, give me Kachuk Stützle. Yeah, give me Giroux and who was on that? Ridley, Gregg. All right, give me Pinto and whoever on the we would run all three line combos out there in a game where I thought there would be some ruckus or a team would be able to score a lot. I'm doing that with the Dallas Stars in this game. Give me all three of those lines. Give me all three of them. I'm throwing correlation out the window. Now, you're going to have to double check. Make sure DeBoer isn't pulling any, tricks with the lineup, top line Wyatt Johnston. But assuming the lines are remotely the same, and I think he'll keep them the same because Dallas played very, very well. Give me Rantanen, Hintz, and Jason Robertson. Double check before the game. Make sure they don't put Granlund back up there. Then give me Marchment, Sagan, Duchesne. All for a point. And then, like I said, make sure that the lines are still the same. Jamie Benn, Wyatt Johnston, Michael Granlund. I want all three lines. Give me their combos. And just like the regular season, 1 hits, we're mostly fine. 2 hits, we're laughing. 3 hits, we're really, really laughing. So that's what I'm going for here. I think the Stars are going to have a convincing win in this game. And, I picked this series being 4-2 Edmonton before the series started. I thought this series was always destined to end in 6, just like last year's series. And if there's one thing that I've always known, and now you guys are kind of learning, that Kryptonite Theory is real. Certain teams have other teams' numbers, and when they play them once again, they go into that series with a level of confidence that they know they can beat that team. We saw it with Florida and Tampa. Beat them in 5 last year, beat them in 5 this year. We saw that with the Hurricanes and the Devils. Waxed them in 5 2 years ago, waxed them in 5 this year. We saw it with the Panthers and the Hurricanes. Waxed them in 4 2 years ago, beat them in 5 this year. We saw it with Colorado, Dallas, beat them in 6 last year, beat them in 7 this year. So many, don't make me bring up the Kings and the Oilers. The Kryptonite Theory is real. In most sports, but in hockey for sure, it's hard to get over that team who mentally knows they have your number. And because that team, even if they go down, they lose a game, they don't panic because they know they have beat you and they know they can beat you. And in every single instance this playoffs, they did beat you. So I'm going with the Dallas Stars here. How did I get on that rant? Going with the Dallas Stars to win this game, the over 3.5 goals, and I'm going with all those line combos. All my Edmonton props, they're just for this particular game, I'm putting them off to the side. I think this is going to be a good game for Dallas. And then we'll actually have to figure out what's going to happen in Game 6 unless it ends. And then we're in the Stanley Cup final, one final series where we're going to try to Conn Smythe scam our way to more profits. I look forward to it. Good luck to you. Better luck to me. You guys know what you got to do. Do those free things for me. Let's start with the free things first. The best things in life are free. Click that like button. It's free. I know it's not one of the best things in life, but I appreciate it if you do it. So click the like button, leave a comment, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you aren't already. And obviously what I would appreciate the most is if you want more stuff, you want some baseball picks, you want to talk with the other sniffers who love these videos, that's all available over on the Patreon. other things that I find and can add. Like, I added some stuff yesterday. Saw Barkov assist plus 120 something on Fanduel. What a hell of a play to win that game from Barkov anyway. But anyway, I hope to see you guys over there. If not, I will see you for the next round of NHL Sniffs, whether it's a Game 6, which I think it will be, or Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Looking forward to it. I will talk to you then. Take it easy.